So here's a quick video. My Ranger's been through hell. I just keep fixing it and flying it. It's a lot of fun. So mine's been modified a bit. I like waterproof the ESC. I did quite a few mods on it. I waterproofed the receiver, but to keep this simple, so basically ignore anything that differs from your setup. You see, I don't run my rudder on my Reflex. I run it direct. I don't like how it controls my rudder when I have the Reflex on, so I just bypassed it and run my rudder directly from my receiver. But basically, I use my spare 6-channel. If you have the Reflex built in, obviously you got channel 5 to change flight mode, so use your other switch, channel 6. Just run a Y harness. Let's see if I can get this out. So mine's ghetto because I had to use one of my Y harnesses. I corroded another one to the point where it's intermittent, so I used it for my ailerons, and I just made a Y harness, but you could buy a Y harness or make your own. And then so it's one male that plugs into your receiver, and then you got 2 wires that come off the Y with female leads, 1 and 2. And I just use the existing channel ways that they already made for the aileron servos. You can squeeze them in there. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but you just squeeze them in, and then boom, I just got some Traxxas servos because that's what I had laying around. When these go out, I'll swap to some proper like flat servos, but they got these stupid hinges on them for mounting them to the Traxxas, but don't mind that. Any 9-gram servo will work. Here, I'll show you real quick. I got a box. You can get a box of like these suckers for like 15-20 bucks. This is what, 12 of them, I think. They're plastic geared, but they're pretty high accuracy and low backlash, and for like a Ranger, it's perfect. You don't need metal servos for this thing, especially I get mine wet. I have all original servos. None have failed on me yet, even the rudder servo, even though the waterproofings gave out. But yeah, man, just run a Y off your receiver. You don't have to plug in anything to the Reflex. That's only for your control surfaces, not your flaps. So just run a Y harness directly off your channel 6 on your receiver. Yours is gonna have the cover on it. I removed it and epoxied mine, so it's waterproofed. Yeah, just run that and then run it to your wires coming off your servos. And then I just kind of looked at the shape of this and I was like, all right. And then I placed my servo about where I'd want it. And then I just kind of went off where I'd want it. This is the thickness of the wing, so I knew I wanted it as far forward as possible while still being as far back. So this worked out perfect. And then I just trace out the servo, and then once you trace out the servo, you can cut it. You can like cut out the shape of it at kind of the depth you want, and then I just make slices like a grid in the middle, and then slowly start scraping layer by layer. Just make a bunch of blocks, grid by grid, and you can just chop them, and you can work your way down until you get to a flat spot and smooth it out. And it turns out it's about as nice as you could do it with, you know, an X-Acto knife. But sorry, the lighting's probably too, there we go. You can see it better. So, and then I just got some nylon hinges on my flaps. I'm eventually gonna modify it to where the hinges will be hidden and I'll have more of a gap. I did airfoil shape the wings. I left a slight gap, but I'm gonna cut out the actual trailing edge of the airfoil proper, so more air gets up under that flap and they work a little better at slow speed. Yeah, man, and I painted them, obviously. I painted all the white. There's a close paint match. It doesn't matter, you have a green one. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm bad. I get off track when I try to make these videos, but I hope this helps you out, man.